Have you ever really stopped to think about the water that comes out of your tap? I mean, it's so easy to just take it for granted, right? But that simple stream of water has been on this wild, super complex, and honestly, pretty challenging journey just to get to you. So today, we're going to follow a single drop of water on its epic voyage from a massive, ancient source all the way to your glass.
Just let that sink in for a second. That simple act of turning a handle, something you do every single day, links you to one of the most immense freshwater resources on the entire planet. Yeah, this is way more than just plumbing. It's a direct connection to a vast, powerful ecosystem.
All right, so our story kicks off right here, in the vast, seemingly pristine waters of Lake Michigan. This is the origin story, the great promise of clean, fresh water for millions and millions of people.
20%. Just think about that number. The Great Lakes system holds a mind-boggling 1/5 of all the world's fresh surface water. It is a resource so massive, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around it.
And this right here, this is basically the call to adventure for our little drop of water. It gets pulled from the relative calm of the lake and starts this long, engineered voyage through a network it was never meant to see. This is where its transformation really begins.
But here's the first twist in our story. That beautiful, seemingly pure lake water, it's not perfect. It's already facing some serious modern challenges, like those so-called forever chemicals known as PFAS, runoff from farms, and yep, even tiny bits of microplastics. These are the hidden dangers lurking right from the start.
So, to deal with those initial threats, our water enters the next phase, the municipal treatment plant. You can almost picture it like a purification gauntlet, a whole series of intense trials designed to clean and prepare the water before it gets anywhere near us. Okay, so this is where our water faces its 5 big trials. First up is coagulation, where special chemicals are added to make all the dirt and tiny particles clump together. Next, in sedimentation, those heavy clumps just sink to the bottom so they can be removed. Then comes filtration, where the water is pushed through layers of sand, gravel, and carbon. After that, it's time for disinfection. Chlorine is added to kill off any nasty bacteria or viruses. And the final step is often fluoridation, which helps with our dental health. It's a very deliberate and absolutely crucial process. So here's the really important thing to get. After leaving the plant, the water meets all the legal safety standards. It is officially, legally safe to drink. But our water drop's journey is far from over. And as we're about to see, safe and ideal can be two very, very different things. And that gap between safe and ideal, well, that's often decided in this next stage of the journey. Our treated water now has to navigate this dark, sprawling, and frankly aging labyrinth of underground pipes. I mean, we're talking about a massive network of infrastructure, and a lot of it is old. These pipes, some put in the ground decades ago, can introduce a whole new set of variables that can affect the taste, the smell, and even the chemical makeup of the water flowing through them. So this is really the key transformation. Water leaves the treatment plant meeting every single legal standard. It's disinfected, it's filtered, it's consistent. But by the time it travels through all those miles of pipes to get to your tap, it can pick up new things, maybe some trace contaminants, unwanted tastes and odors, and something you've probably heard of called mineral hardness. So what in the world is hard water? Well, as water travels underground through all those pipes, it's a great solvent, so it dissolves and picks up minerals from the ground, mostly calcium and magnesium. This is what causes that white, crusty buildup you might see on your faucets, and it can actually shorten the life of your appliances too. And all of this brings our water drop to its final destination, the last and, you could argue, the most critical stage of its entire journey, your home. It's fascinating when you think about it, isn't it? After traveling all those miles from Lake Michigan, going through a high-tech treatment plant, and winding through city mains, the final quality of the water you actually use is often decided in the last few feet of plumbing inside your own walls. And this final stretch is where so many modern concerns really come into play. Any lingering worries, from that chlorine taste that was used for disinfection, to the potential for lead from older home plumbing, to that hard water buildup we just talked about, they all come to a head right here, at your tap. You know, it all leads to this one really simple question. After this long, complicated, incredible journey, what are you actually drinking when you fill up a glass of water from your faucet? So, let's just quickly recap this incredible trip. It started in the vast source of Lake Michigan, where our water was pulled into the system. It survived the intense trials of the treatment plant. It navigated the dark labyrinth of city pipes, and finally it arrived at its last stop, your home. I mean, that's quite a heroic tale for a single drop of water. Which really leaves us with one last thing to think about. Your water has traveled hundreds of miles. It's survived a purification gauntlet and navigated an underground maze. But is it possible that the most important, most critical part of its journey is actually the last few feet inside your own home?